Yo, what up, YouTube? Shotgun Shogun here, and it's Wednesday, my dudes. And Archdemon Mercedes released this, shown this morning. I'm sure that you've already seen it. You're probably already hype. I have my own takes on this, but let's watch the preview first.
Come to me. Closer. A little closer. Until your darkness intertwines with my emptiness to form one pitch blackness. Once you've faced me, you'll become darkness yourself.
Okay, so, good voice actress, not for this character. Thankfully, hopefully this is really, I'm pretty sure this is released in JP at the same time, so I won't have to deal with that. No offense to the voice actress, I'm sure you're a phenomenal voice actress, you just do not fit this character at all. I heard it and I'm just like, blessing to the stars. Omega cringe, but Dark Mage gonna be coming out. Joy Osmansky, I'm sure you've done other things phenomenal. This not so great, but basically the story is that the Archdemon Shadow, she learned how to do her things. But let's get into the actual hero stuff. We're going to take a look here. So let me get out of the way of all of this. Attack 13, 16, health 4777, epic 7. Speed's 108, which is a little slower than a lot of the things that have been being released recently. Defense is 715. We do get a little bit of extra effectiveness in there. Imprint is health, self imprint is attack. Now imprint is going to be pretty important when you see some of the stuff that this unit does get to do, but imprint is something that we will talk about as well. Now moving into the first ability here, this is going to be skill number 1, and this is kind of interesting, something that people have talked about before. They're like, hey Shogun, what would you think about a unit that seals passives? And I'm like, well, I mean, that would be cool, I guess, but a lot of characters, their whole kit revolves around passives, right? Teaser and Elena, Arbiter Vildred, Kayron, who else has really good passives? Does this work on Champion Zerato? Wait, would this work on Champion Zerato? This may work on this would be ridiculous. Fighter Maya. Yeah, there's all kinds of important passives out there. This has a 50% chance to seal those for 2 turns, not just 1 turn, for 2 turns, which I think is a little overpowered. You can soul burn this for 100% chance to seal, which I feel like is a bit overpowered. A lot of characters, like I said, their whole kit revolves around that martial artist. Ken, who else am I completely forgetting about here? Oh, Mursa, Rylet. Yeah, there's a lot of passives are a very important thing in this game. So this is very, 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 very strong. I don't know how much I like this, but we'll see. Not only that, but it goes up to 75% chance, right? So 75% chance is real big. Soul burn, 100% chance to just literally shut off a T-Surin. It seems like some power creep here, but I mean, and it doesn't matter how much damage it does, right? As long as it does this, anybody can follow up on that. But let's take a look at her skill. We'll watch it, right? It's only 10 souls too. That's kind of, yeah.
1스킬을 사용할 때마다 집중 하나를 얻습니다. 소울 10개 사용 시 효과 발생 확률이 100%로 증가합니다. 2스킬.
Okay, now going into skill number 2 here, this decreases damage suffered from critical hits by 20%. So already has, and that can go up to 30%. So this is going to be basically Little Queen Charlotte passive for herself. Would more than one damage reduction effect. Anyways, strongest is applied. After using Touch of Chaos, S1 has a 35% chance to activate Burst. Effect chance is doubled when the target is sealed. So, yeah, big. Burst attacks all enemies with a 60% chance to decrease hit chance for 1 turn before increasing the combat readiness of the caster by 25%. This is pretty ridiculous, honestly. CR cycling, decreased hit chance, meaning miss, damage. This also is the passive, your adamant passive times on steroids, meaning that she's going to be very, very hard to burst down. Burst. The only upside here is if you're against like an ML Crow, something along those lines, then you are going to be potentially triggering his S3, but still this is going to hit a lot of people. It also could trigger Elbrus counterattack, stuff along those lines, unless I'm sure that the S1 is perfectly coded, by the way, to not mess with things like Elbrus or a counterattack set. I'm super confident in my heart of hearts that there's no way it'll mess any of that stuff up. Yeah. Now I don't think that she's gonna do a ton of damage. I don't think that's her role, right? Her role is to shut stuff down.
분출은 적 전체를 공격하여 60% 확률로 1턴간 명중 감소를 발생시킨 후 자신의 행동 게이지를 25% 증가시킵니다. 분출이 발동될 때마다
Oh, wait, hold on. Doesn't matter against ML Crow because, well, you're just going to shut his passive down. And then you can AoE him all day long. Oh, that's right. Oh, wait, hold on. A Tywin, you're going to be able to shut his passive down as well. Will that work? Does Seal go into play before like a Tywin's passive? Because if so, that's kind of stupid. And it is welcome back, Destina, Ray, DJ Basar, because your passive doesn't really matter too much anyways. Yeah, this is okay. Okay, now skill 3 attacks all enemies with the power of Ilros with a 75% chance to inflict 2 burn effects for 2 turns. Skill cannot trigger a counter attack and grants the caster an extra turn. Sweet. So you just get an extra turn. There's no like you have to crit, you have to hit something. If it dies, if it does anything, you just do it. And there's 100% chance for 2 burns when you level this up, by the way. You're going to want to probably run like attack main. You're going to want to stack a lot of attack on her to get the burns good, right? The burns good. Sounds dumb. But this consumes 5 focus, so all the other things that you were doing to get focus, this is what you're going to be using on there. Now I guess I can see it's not a turn-wise thing. It's literally just consuming 5 focus, but still very, very strong. The burns are going to be really big. You're going to be getting a lot of focus from the S1 and the S2 burst, because, well, I mean, if you S1 and then it triggers the burst, that's 2 right there. And CR push, so you're going to be cycling, so you're going to be wanting to make her like kind of like a Silverblade Araminta, in that you want her to cycle, you want her to seal everything on the field, and then be able to trigger burns
일리오스의 마력으로 적 전체를 공격하여 각각 최대 100%입니다. 이 공격으로는 반격이 발생하지 않으며 추가 턴이 발생합니다. 3스킬은 집중 5개를 소모하여 사용할 수 있습니다.
So you will be able to potentially just like S1 or with the S3, right? S3, S1, S2, just trigger all of it. CR push faster. She's gonna be all about turn cycling and sealing, in my opinion. You're gonna want her fast. You're gonna want her thick. I mean, she's already thick, right? You're gonna want her extra thick in terms of stats, and you're gonna want to just be able to cycle, get your seals and stuff like that. Seal's gonna shut down. Oh, that's right, FCC as well. Nobody's gonna get any shields. 2 turns I think is just really strong too, especially on anybody that's especially if she's fast, right? You're gonna just be able to get seal non-stop. 75% is really big, in my opinion. Also, you know what, counterattack set, especially if you can get like a speedier counterattack set with like some thickness, like a, you know, a 2 something like a normal like dizzy, right? Because you're gonna want to attack her, she's gonna counter S1, potentially S1, S2. That's 25% CR push. They're sealed. You get more focus into that S3 to get even more turns. Glad I've been farming Banshee, actually. You are going to want to have to run her with like a stripper though, because otherwise you're probably not landing what you need to land. Well, chances are they're going to be throwing up the debuff immunity, things like that, and then that kind of invalidates a whole lot of what she can do. You're going to see a lot of characters coming back that cleanse, that debuff immunity, but everything in the game strips a debuff now, or it strips buffs, so, or punishes buffs like Landy, so that's going to be a little on the rough side. So we'll see how that goes. Now I think that she's very strong, but something that I want to bring up while we're watching this is, here's all of her skills, is this. Now this was shown on the live stream, and this is bullshit. I don't typically say, you know, I'm like, yeah, well, you know, hey, whatever. They opted to go the route of, now when they had announced Archdemon Mercedes, they were like, oh, we're not sure how we're going to do imprints, right? And in my mind, I thought that they were going to try to make it a little bit easier, right? No, they made it actually harder. This is pay to win imprints. You can only imprint her with herself or unknown slates, and I absolutely do not like this at all. This is like the first, it's another step in pay to win. Now a lot of people will be like, but you don't need the imprints, right? If you're trying to have the most optimized character, not only that, but it is a self-imprint attack, meaning that you really do need that if you want those burns in order to do what the burns are supposed to do, obviously. So very important, in my opinion. And the fact that it is whale imprints, you can only, this might as well be a limited character at this point, right? Actually probably harder than a limited character. I don't like this at all. This is a step in the wrong direction, and I guess I should have realized that they weren't going to make it that easy, right? Oh, you know, you pulled a Celestial Mercedes. I haven't pulled a Celestial Mercedes in a super long time, so really wouldn't have made much of a difference. I thought maybe they'd do something where it's like side story, or you can get it from Hall of Trials imprint wise. But no, they opted to go with whale imprints. So it's up to you. Should you pull this character? I don't know, man. It's a loaded kit. Very loaded kit. The passive shutdown is disgustingly good. The rest of her kit is very, very strong, and of course it is. Of course it is. But I don't like this at all. Honestly, this just really rubs me the wrong way. Yeah, I don't like this in the slightest. But anyways, guys, that's my first impression on her. I think that she's going to be disgustingly strong, meta changer, shuts down the vast majority of characters in the game, Arbiter, Vildred, as one of them, yet another RB counter, right? But counters everything. And honestly, if her seal works on things like Champ Zerato, Fighter Maya, people like a Tywin beforehand, before their thing can trigger, then I don't like that. I think that's too strong. But anyways, let me know in the comment section what you think. I'm sure this will have a whole lot of heated responses. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace.